Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stand. Manchester United lose 2-0 to Newcastle at home and things go from bad to worse. It's not good, but I tell you what, there's a clear message here. Never trust anybody with the name Jim. Jim won't fix this. He's not going to fix this. This is a huge problem at United. But the big message is United, 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 because you and I have a massive job on our hands. Nobody said anything that was worth fighting for was going to be easy. Through history, people have fought for things in difficult circumstances where it looks like it was going to be impossible, but you still fight for it. Now is time to drop the privileged behavior. Now is time to stop listening to the shitty sound bites. And now is not the time for all the reaction that you're going to get. There'll be content creators out there. There'll be people phoning in. They'll be talking absolute horseshit because they want the views. The bottom line is you've got two very clear choices. You either get behind this manager and accept it's going to get worse before it gets better, or you start being a moany bitch, you start phoning up, you start screaming and shouting, you start saying we shouldn't be playing a back three, and you basically become part of the problem. We're going to get beat on Sunday. I predicted we'd get beat today. We'll get beat by Arsenal, and I'll still be sat here saying Amarim in. He has not had anywhere near enough time. He's had 1 month with a load of shit. If I say to a cleaner, come into my kitchen, my dog shit all over it, and they say, where's the cleaning products? And I say, you've got a mop, no bucket, no water, now clear it up. And they say to me, all I'm doing is moving the shit about. I need cleaning products. It's still going to be shit. And that is exactly what's happening to Amarim. It is time to actually grow the fuck up as a fan base and go, you cannot spend the last 10 years going, he's shit, he's shit, he's shit, he's shit, and then expect a manager to come in and work with that shit. We literally have an opportunity here to go, I don't care how bad this gets, I believe in this guy, or I don't believe in this guy. Make your choice. And I believe in this man. I think he is the right guy. I think he talks the right things. And it echoes through. All I see at the moment is Ralph Rangnick, open heart surgery. Learn the lesson. Learn the bloody lesson. What happened to Ralph Rangnick? He was losing every week. And every week he was talking sense in the press conference. Morons like Pratthurst and co. ridiculed him. Oh, look at him in his glasses. Look at him. What does he know? Fans praised him. He's talking sense. He lost games. He got the sack. And everyone talks about Rangnick. His results were shit. But he knew what needed to be done. He'd never bought a player. He never had a transfer window. And he never had time to implement his tactics. He was hung out to dry and sacked because he told the truth. Amarim is going to be another Rangnick if people turn on him. He's talking sense, he's had no time to do any training, and he hasn't had a transfer window. He is not responsibility, he is not responsible. And what I loved tonight was that the Old Trafford crowd, in what was the worst 20 minutes I've seen in a long time, were singing Amarim's Red Army. We have to back this manager. And I'll tell you what, and I'll tell you now, I don't care if we get fucking relegated. I'm still sticking by this manager. So we go to Anfield on Sunday. Bring it on. 4, 5, 6, 7. Score 8 if you want to. I'm still Amarim in. The problem is the players. The problem is the Glazers. And the problem might be Ineos. But it's not the fucking manager. And we need to get behind the manager. That's my message. I think this manager is basically us. He's in a situation he didn't create. And he wants to win. And we all want to win as well, and we didn't create this situation. And that's where I'm at. I am not having anybody, coming for the manager. I don't think it's right. I really don't. And I think he's one of us. And I think he is. And I think we're all in this together. And I tell you what, let them moan. Let them rant. Because, if it's, it was Agate a few weeks ago. It'll be bloody Garnacho tonight. It's been Rashford. It's been the Glazers. They've always got somebody to go for. And the problem at Manchester United is the Glazers have fucked this club for 20 years. Ineos have kept them in power. We have got the second most expensive squad in the league, and they are a bunch of shit. That's what they are. They are crap. They couldn't play Tony Pulis ball. They're fucking useless. I'm fed up of saying this. I'm not going to individualise it. There's no point. And look, somebody said to me in the watch-along, what one player would you get rid of? It's not one player's fault. This has been going on for 10 years. There's players that aren't here anymore that are part of the problem. This is just a repetition. Look, you know, Manchester United's dressing room is toxic. If it was a big bucket of water, you would see it was green with poison. And you're asking Amarim to drink it to make it better. You need to take that bucket, empty it, disinfect it, rinse it out and put clean water in. You're expecting him to take a glass of toxic water and make it pure. He's Ruben Amorim, he's not Jesus Christ. You know, he's not a miracle worker. We need to clear the club. You know when you go on the back of your router and you stick the fucking pen in and you reset? That's what Man United need. 10 years of bad mistakes and people think it's going to go in a month. You got Carragher and Neville, ex-players at the highest level. They've got a bloody podcast in America now. America wants to be the next big country for football. You've just got a podcast from two people who don't know what they're talking about. You're just going to get educated idiots. They're saying Amarim needs to play a back four. He needs to change his tactics. Oh my God. How? I mean, look, this is great. They won't interact with us and we're doing great. This is the future. But oh my God, how idiotic can you be? Ruben Amorim, who Man City wanted, who Liverpool were looking at, who plays a 3-4-3 that works outside of Portugal. I heard somebody say today, he's just a Portuguese manager. He can't do it anywhere else. Hello, he's done it in the Champions League, but forget about that. We have a manager that plays a 3-4-3. He plays a distinctive style of football, and we've all seen it. Even if you only watch the Sporting Man City game, we've all seen his system, and we can all see how it works. He comes to Manchester United, he gets given a load of shit players that can't play any style of football, and after a month, you've got pundits on mainstream TV saying Amorim needs to change the system. Oh my God. Oh my God. So basically, he's not the problem, but he's got to change to help the problem. He cannot change. He has a system. We change for him. We remove players and bring players in for him. On my life, he cannot change his system. That would be the worst thing ever. We've seen this before. Remember when Ollie went from a 4-4-2 to a 5-3-2 in the last few weeks? Remember Ten Hag in the last few weeks? He started picking people like Johnny Evans. It's survival football. And the minute you start going to survival football, you will die eventually because you can't leave it. You can't go back. When you go to survival football, you can't go back. He has to stay with it. And I can't believe we've got players who've played the game after 1 month telling the manager of Man United, who's been brought in for a distinctive style, to go to a back four. No wonder the mainstream's fucking dying. I mean, it's just incredible how thick it is. He absolutely has to stick to this. I don't care how many games we lose. He's not the problem. You know what? Can I just shock everybody? I'm actually in a good mood. We've just lost to Newcastle and I'm in a good mood because I'm not surprised. I predicted it in the preview. We'll lose 2-0. We've lost 2-0. I'm not shocked. I'm not going to predict that Man United are going to win when they have a bunch of players that aren't good enough. The scary thing is our midfield, which I said would get run through more than Lily Phillips, it costs us £500,000 a week. You know, there'll be some idiots on tonight going, talk shit. Oh, it's Amarim. I don't care what anyone says. Right, okay. Did Amarim buy Ericsson? Did he buy Casemiro? Did he buy any of these players? Wrong answer. We're paying £500,000 a week for two midfielders. You'd be better off with 2 bags of cement. They've got no legs. They've got no legs. And people are saying, well, why did he pick them? Agate is suspended. Bruno is suspended. And look, I would have given Collier a game, but he's a kid. He's a kid. So I can't emphasize this enough. This football club is broken because the people that run it spent stupid money on players who aren't good enough. We've got the second biggest wage bill in the league and we're 14th. This is the problem at Manchester United. And Amarim is not responsible for any of that. None of it. The scary thing is that I just don't know what Ineos are. I really don't know. I think they are absolutely terrible at what they're trying to do. And maybe they'll end up doing a good job, but they're terrible. I mean, Fabrizio Romano has put it out today. I mean, we'll talk about it more on the 10 o'clock show. Fabrizio Romano has put it out today that Man United are prioritising the summer transfer window and that January is not something they're looking at. What? It's like saying I'm booking a summer holiday for my wife to go on even though she's getting screwed by the neighbour. What's happening in front of you? What are you booking a bloody summer holiday for? She's getting it doggy style from the neighbour. What are you talking about? You need to get a marriage counsellor or a divorce and you're booking a summer holiday. You absolute prats. What are you doing? And it's exactly the same thing that Murta and the Glazers have been saying for years. We don't like to do the January transfer window. We like to prioritise the summer transfer window. Well, fuck off to Mallorca because we're Manchester United and we need stuff now. We need stuff in January. We need stuff here and now. I mean, I just can't believe the stuff we have to listen to. The knobheadness of it. We're prioritising the summer transfer window. Mate, I'm sat here looking at the relegation zone going, at least we've got Ipswich and Southampton at Old Trafford. Ipswich and Southampton at Old Trafford. And I'm happy about it because I'm thinking we should beat them, which it'll be a 6-pointer. A 6-pointer against Southampton at home in a couple of weeks. What the bloody hell? What the bloody hell? It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. This fucking football club, I could run it better. You'd run it better. How many more years are we going to be sat here talking sense while Pratt's run it? Where is bloody Sir Jim as well? It's Christmas. Everybody's off. I thought the lifelong fan was going to be there every bloody week. He's hardly ever there. I'm there more than him. It's incredible. And he owns the fucking club. You know what? I don't know what they're doing. They're bloody cutting money to charities. They're cancelling Christmas parties. They're sacking ordinary people. We're absolutely shit. And actually, you know what? I want Amarim to do well. But who in their right mind spends 15 million sacking Ten Hag, spends 12 million bringing Amarim in, whose system is absolutely the opposite? You know, bringing Amarim into I'm very happy we've got Amarim. I really like him. But the only thing I would say from an Ineos point of view is that bringing Amarim into Manchester United is like going out and buying the best burger you can, 12 of them, and then taking them to a vegetarian barbecue. Like, he doesn't suit our team. Man City, yes. Liverpool, yes. Arsenal, yes. But Amarim doesn't suit our team because they're fucking shit. Southgate probably does suit Man United. Now, I don't want him anywhere near it. I'm happy we have Amarim because he plays a good brand of football. He's really passionate. He talks sense. He's exactly who I want. But I'm scared that Ineos have gone, he's a good manager, let's appoint him. Whereas I'd look at it and go, I really want him, but I'm going to have to spend $500 million quickly to give him the players. That's not Amarim's fault. That's not my fault. I love the fact that we've got Amarim. I like Amarim. But I can still look at it and go, our squad, Amarim, that really doesn't fucking work unless you've got $500 million. Man United, they give Amarim the job and then they're going, we've got no money, FFP. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. What's he supposed to do? What is he supposed to do? So, look, I am worried. I'm hoping they're going to do stuff in January. But honestly, in relation to the game, look, we'll do the player ratings in a minute and they will be bad. They will be bad. But I've got to be honest, the watch along tonight and this show tonight, I genuinely thought I was going to be depressed and fed up. And I probably feel more liberated and confident than I ever have. As long as we don't sack Amarim, I actually feel like we have a guy that is one of us. I actually feel that when he was down despairing on the touchline and the fans were singing his name and every fucking interview, I actually feel we have a guy that is one of us who is trying his best and is swimming against a bloody tsunami. Not even the wave, a tsunami is coming at him and he's trying to swim against it. It's Mission Impossible. It's Tom Cruise time. I love the guy. I back the guy. And I think he has built a relationship with us the same way Ranić did. He speaks to us. He doesn't protect the twat players. He doesn't protect the club. He has a relationship with them and he has a relationship with us. And, you know, I'm genuinely like, I don't want to lose to Newcastle. I don't want to lose to Bournemouth. It's incredible that we haven't scored a goal in 3 Premier League games. We will lose to Liverpool. They're a very good side, but I will not be turning on this manager. And what I will say about the game today is that I'm not blind. Like I said before the game, that midfield is going to get run through, and the striker will be a graveyard shift. And they were, and they were mistakes. Like the midfield was a mistake. Casemiro, people want to talk about Marcus Rashford. I don't want to talk about Marcus Rashford. He didn't even get on the pitch. I loved that. I loved the fact that Amarim didn't bring him on. But you know what? Casemiro was an absolute disgrace. And I think that for 350 grand a week, I'd do a better job. And I'd do it for free because I love this football club. And I think that's where people don't get this. People died playing for this football club. We had George Best playing for this football club. We had Brian Robson playing for this football club. We had Roy Keane playing for this club. We had David Beckham playing for this football club. I don't care where we finish. I don't care what we win. But I expect whatever league we're in, whatever game we play, I expect a standard of effort and tenacity. And we might not always be the best team in the league, but I expect a standard that every forefather of the players that play now has put in. And when I see somebody on 200 grand a week or 300 grand a week or 350 grand a week in a Manchester United shirt, putting in performances like that, I genuinely wish I was in control, because I would say, get the fuck out of my football club and never fucking come back. You waste of fucking space. Because I do it for free. You do it for free. They get paid to do it and still don't fucking do it. You're an absolute fucking cretin. You're a cretin. If any player over the last 10 years that's been paid to play for this wonderful football club and put in a shit performance, you're a fucking cretin. Because this football club that we love, and we love because in 7 or 8 weeks, it'll be early February again, and we will be remembering the Busby Babes in Munich. This football club, many of us would play for fucking free. Free, and love it. And we pay hundreds of thousands a week, and they don't fucking get it. Fuck off. Literally fuck off. I'm absolutely appalled by how much money they get paid. The privileged twats. And they put in shit performances like that. Who do they think they are? And like Casemiro today can't play a 5-yard pass, but can win 3 Champions Leagues in a row for Real Madrid. Can't play a, one-on-one with a goalkeeper and all the time in the world. He could have been Louis Armstrong. He could have been singing, I've got all the time in the world. Well, no, I tell you what, I'll try and bend it in the top corner like a fucking 5-a-side charity game. Just fuck off. I've knocked my glasses off now. Literally, there are fans out there who are Player FC. You need to fuck off, and these players need to fuck off. And I genuinely say this from the bottom of my heart. I don't care how many seasons it takes, and it might take 2 or 3 years, but don't pick them and get rid of them. Stop wiping their arse and saying, we can't get rid of them, Ruben, so you need to play them. Don't pick them. Stick them on the fucking bench, never use them, drop them, don't use them. I would rather use Harry Amas, McAllister, Collier, Lacey, Obi Martin. I would rather play them than play some of this shit we've got. They are an absolute stain on this football club. And, you know, bottom line, 200 grand a week, 250 grand a week, 150 grand a week, and they are shit. And you know what? The stark contrast is this. Newcastle, Bournemouth, Wolves, their players, I watch these games and I don't even realise whether they're good. They beat us on pure effort. Like watching Newcastle in the first 20 minutes. They're all over us like a swarm of wasps over a can of Red Bull. And I'm like, we're shitting ourselves. Trying to, you know, the back five have got the ball. Maguire, De Ligt, Mazraoui. They've got the ball and they look a twat because they knock it, you know, De Ligt gets it, gives it to Mazraoui. He's got 3 Newcastle players on him. There is no pass. So he ends up knocking it out for a throw-in or he gets intercepted and people go, oh, Mazraoui. The bottom line is Newcastle are swarming us and there is no pass because there is no intensity. They are privileged. And look, it's difficult. It's going to take time because not every player needs to be sold. Not every player is a cretin. The problem is every player goes into the same dressing room. And, you know, if you're Kobe Mainoo, who I thought was man of the match today, you walk into training tomorrow or the last 3 months and the players around you are Champions League winners like Casemiro or Mank-born and bred superstar Marcus Rashford or 300k, I've just had a pay rise, Bruno Fernandes. Now, none of those 3 players actually are good enough. But you're a 19-year-old trying to start your career and the senior players aren't good enough. So everybody's infected. Look at Mazraoui. First 2 months looked like one of the best players in the Premier League. Last 2 games looks very average. He gets sucked down and it's going to take time because the whole squad is infected. Let me just read some of your super chats, then we'll do the player ratings. Thanks everyone who's getting involved. I think I might have said something inappropriate. Oh, yeah. I know what it was. I can't even remember the context. Oh, it was the January transfer window. We're waiting till the summer. I'm booking a summer holiday for my missus, but she's getting banged by the guy next door. Yeah, that's Ineos for you, by the sounds of it. We're not going to do any business till the summer because I'm booking a lovely 5-star hotel. We're not going to do anything about the fact that my wife's getting shagged by the neighbour. Come on. We're getting shagged every fucking week. We're getting banged more than a porn star's back door. And you're sat there booking a holiday for the summer. Fucking start doing your job. Start doing your bloody job. And if you want, ring up. We'll do it. You know, I know how to deal with FFP. Piece of piss. Stop trying to make out that it's difficult. Most people who run a football club own it because they earn their money elsewhere. At the end of the day, it's quite simple. Todd Bowley showed us how simple it is. You sell a couple of homegrown players and you buy 5 players for 100 million, but you only pay 20 a year. Come on. It's not that fucking hard. Stop acting like it's difficult. Or sell the club to Qatar. Simple as that. If you really care about the club and you're a lifelong fan, sell it to somebody who's got the fucking money to run it. Simple as that. Any danger of you giving Newcastle some credit, says Kieran. Kieran, I don't want to abuse you, but the last time I checked, this was a 2 million massive Manchester United channel that doesn't give a shit about Newcastle, so swivel on it. Also, I hope the club gets relegated. It needs a reset, says CSI. Sell them all and play with kids with ambition, says Carol. Mark, you're spitting facts. Big up Mark United, Amarin in all the way. Dylan, the problem is, I've played the game and I just know people are ringing up, tweeting, doing videos. Shut up and back your manager. It's as simple as that. Stop like screaming and shouting and back your manager. Oh, he's shit. He's shit. Really? I didn't know that. Oh, breaking news. I know the players are shit. I know we need to sell a lot of them. I know a lot of them need a lot of work. And I know I want to back the manager. If anything, I actually feel liberated. Love the United stand. Don't put a chat in too often, says XNP. I love Mojo as well. That's the worst 20 minutes I've seen in 30 years. Absolutely agree with you on that. We must criticise the players, of course, but let's not forget they didn't put their contract out for them to sign. Yes, Elliot, fundamentally, this has been going on for 10 years. There's a lot of players that were a problem that aren't here anymore. It's the Glazers. Liverpool supporter, I love your show analysis, but how is FFP not a big problem for Ineos and the Glazers if you don't win the Europa League, says Kenny. I can't talk about FFP now. We've done it on so many shows, but basically, if you sell a player for £30 million, you've got £30 million. You buy 3 players on 5-year contracts, and you pay £10 million in the first year. You got 3 players worth £50 million. If you put these players in Southampton shirts, they wouldn't look any different, says Audio. Apologise for a stupid comment I made earlier, says Double D. I had too much faith in these players. Some of the Double D, look, faith is there's nothing wrong with faith. You got to have faith, as George Michael once said. Rest in peace. Mainu and Yoro looked good. I felt see a good second half of the season coming, says Jude. We'll win the Europa League. I'm the only one saying it. We're going to win the Europa League. I fear Amarin might not survive to see his vision. Mate, Amarin will survive because we're with him. The fans are with him. They're singing for him at Old Trafford. Amarim's not the problem. He ain't going anywhere. You know, shut up, Neville and Carragher, with your change the formation. Shut up, mainstream, with your crap opinions. Shut up, toxic United fans who just want to see the world burn. The majority want Amarim. He's one of us. Back him. Casemiro and Eriksen in midfield was naive, says Pete. It was. I can't believe Gary Neville said during the match it's hard to take a corner because it's far to kick the ball. Lee, don't. You hated on Ollie for playing a back 3. What changed, says Rash. That's the worst comment in the world. I never wanted Man United to play a back 3, Rash. If you actually watched every show instead of being a hater, I'll answer any question. I never wanted Man United to move away from a back 4. We recruited Amarim. I like Amarim. It's something new. I'm a traditionalist. I'm behind it. But don't blame the guy who plays a system that he's always played. Blame the people who recruited him. I'm happy we've got Amarim. I didn't want to play a back 3, but we're doing it, and we should stick with it. Is there any way we can get Klopp, says Joe? Shut up. Mainu was bang average, but the rest are so bad that it... No, look, whether he was average or good, he was the best player. Tax reasons prevent Jim being here too much, says Andy. Great. I just want to say Mazraoui is weak. Please get him out. Okay, that's from Phil. Amarim, first presser was clear. We will suffer, says Fabian. Ineos... If Ineos don't back Amarim, I'm seriously debating stopping watching football, says Like Schofield. When you see Mazraoui play like that, you know it's the culture, says Dealan. I said it last Christmas when the partial sale finished. Say hello to the new boss, same as the old boss, says Swami. How do you think morale is when support staff mention wage cuts? Morale's crap in the club, JJ. I know that for a fact. I know people who work at United. I know good people who work there. The morale is crap. That's a fact. Mark, they say shouldn't change the system. All Neville said was there could be a point where he might have to change it, but he shouldn't now, says Bong. We need 10 plus players gone, 3 or 4 young youth players brought through, says Quinstar. Can't believe some people having a go at him. Guy arrived in November, says Zaki. Players are downing tools because either huge changes coming and they know they're getting sold, or no changes coming and they're over it. Look, I want to do the player ratings because I'll be here all night and we've got a forum in Manchester that needs to start, but... as I said to you on Friday, Garnacho's not staying necessarily. That situation hasn't resolved between him and the manager, and he is pure profit, and he might go. I think it's a shame because I like Garnacho. I like Rashford, but he needs to go. I've backed Rashford for years, but he needs to go. And if Garnacho doesn't work in the system and doesn't get on with the manager, he needs to go as well. And it could happen. Like, I don't think anybody is safe at the moment at Man United, bar probably Ahmad, Mazraoui, De Ligt, Ugarte, probably Bruno, and a couple of others. I don't think anybody's actually safe, and neither should they be. Duke says, I can't understand how people are blaming the manager. It's just instant gratification society, mate, isn't it? You know, there's always got to be someone to blame and shout about. Let's do the player ratings. I'll be really quick on this. I'll be really quick. It won't take long at all. Anana, I did a video on at the start of the season, and I'm right. I've got a video coming out tomorrow on Rasmus, and I'll be right on that as well. Anana, for me, is a 4. This is a goalkeeper that can't save every goal that goes in, but also cannot be glued to his line doing nothing. We're not playing musical statues. The music hasn't stopped. You actually have to move. And he can't save all of them, but most goalkeepers will move when there is a header at your goal, and he never does. He's always centre of goal, heels touching the goal line, like that. he is not a good shot stopper. And we had a really good shot stopper, and that was on Ten Hag, and that was on John Murta, and we're worse in goal than we were 2 years ago. And that's all I can say, because it's a fact. I'm not going to hate on Onana. There are good things about what he does, but we spent 50 million. I mean, this is a bottom line. We let a goalkeeper go for free at 31 and spent 50 million pounds to replace him with somebody who's not as good. Welcome to Man United. De Ligt, De Ligt today, I don't want to give anybody a 6 because it was bad. I'd probably give him a 5. I don't think De Ligt did anything wrong. In fact, I'd give Maguire a 5 as well. I don't think either of them did anything. I did think Maguire made a mistake on the first goal, but really it was more on Martinez. But I'm not happy to give anybody a 6 because I think the players have to do better. And I'm not going to say anybody did play average because average would hint that they did well. But I don't think De Ligt and Maguire were problems today. I mean, certainly not De Ligt. Both goals are not his problem. They cross from the left wing and he's on the front post, so they're not his problem. But I'm not giving anyone a 6 today, so I'll give them both a 5. Martinez, I was surprised he got the captain's armband and he was shit. I mean, that was a mistake, actually. You know, that was a mistake. He again, I just want to say this. I said it would happen. Many of you did as well. Bruno isn't brilliant, and we're not brilliant with Bruno, but we're so fucking bad without him. And, you know, you get all these ex-players saying Bruno's a crap captain, and maybe he is, but he's the best we've got. Like, he is the best captain we've got by a very long way. We are absolutely shit without him as captain. And Martinez, I don't know whether the captaincy made him worse. We've seen it do it with Maguire, but he was bad tonight. Really, really bad. Lead by example. That first 20 minutes was terrible. Mazraoui was probably a 4.5 for me. I mean, last couple of weeks he's been really bad, and I just think that is amazing considering how he was a consistent 7 every week, and now he's, you know, it's just what United does. This guy is a joke. He's one of the best paid players in world football. He's the best paid player at Man United, and I just think he's having a laugh. It's like he's playing beach football. I think he's having a laugh. 3. I genuinely think he's having a laugh. Ever since he stepped up for that penalty against Coventry, I think he's having a laugh. I genuinely don't think he concentrates. I just think he's having a laugh. I do. Eriksen is too slow. 5. Delot, I don't know what's gone on. 4. I don't get it. Under Ten Hag, he was one of our better players. We get a Portuguese manager. He's Portuguese, and he's worse than he was under Ten Hag. I don't get. It needs to be studied. I don't get it with Delot. I just genuinely do not understand it. I don't think he's had a good game since he came. Since Amarim came, it's mad. Ahmad 5 struggled. Look, can I just say, he was bad, Xerxes, but he is not the problem. It could have been Casemiro who got cheered off. It could have been Eriksen. He was not the worst player on the pitch, but he was bad. 3. Rasmus, 3.5 for me. Look, you're living on scraps, but it wasn't a good performance. I think he should have scored that chance. Haaland scores it. Lewandowski scores it. At Man United, you've got to learn to score them chances. Look, the service is pitiful. It's absolutely pitiful. But he did have one good chance. And some will say it was a difficult chance. And it was not a sitter. But I feel you've got to score that because it's all you've got. And, you know, maybe that's the problem at Man United. Maybe we're so bad at service, we need a striker that's going to score a chance like that. I mean, it's unfair on a 21-year-old to expect it, but, I mean, he didn't have a good game today. Yoro, I thought he did okay. I'd give him a 5. Anthony, I didn't even know you came on, so I'll give you a 5. Mainu, I'd give 5.5. Closing on a 6. He was my man of the match. You know what? He is a player that's going to be our future. He's 19, and I hope Rasmus will be as well. And, I'd love Garnacho to be. I'd love Ahmad to be. I'd love Yoro to be. I hope that some of these players are going to be our future. But Mainu, has had some ridiculous stick, and he's a really talented player. He would be playing for Man City under Pep. He would 100%. He came on in a difficult circumstance and showed maturity, and I think it was one of his better performances of the season. So, you know, I thought, you know, Mainu wasn't responsible for that first 20 minutes. I thought he was, I wouldn't say it was brilliant, but he was better than everybody else on the pitch. Garnacho was terrible. Like, I'd say a 3. You know, I like Garnacho, but I thought he was terrible when he came on. And, you know, I don't protect players. I don't do it. I don't do player FC. I like Rasmus. I like Garnacho. I like Mainu. You know, these are players that I really want to be part of our future. But I don't protect players. I want Man United to win. I protect the manager because I want the manager to do well and I believe in the manager. But I'm not protecting players. It doesn't do any good. You're a Man United player. You're on good money. This is an amazing club. You cannot survive on okay. Okay is bad. Like, you have to be good. There is a standard at this football club, and everybody, even Kobe Mainu, is falling below it. Average isn't good enough for Manchester United, and every player needs to kick up the arse. They do. We can't protect them anymore. Amarin today, look, on the game itself, it's a 4. I back this guy. I like this guy. I'm supporting this guy. But look, Martinez as captain was a mistake. Casemiro and Eriksen was a mistake. But on the other hand, he's dealing with a load of shit that have been shit for a long time. Man of the match, Kobe Mainu, 78%. I mean, it's stunning that he didn't get 99, but fair enough. That's absolutely fine. Did that show on the screen? Yes, it did. Okay, I'm back. It's New Year's Eve tomorrow. I'll drink to that, and hopefully we are in for a better. Look, I said this. I'll leave you with this before we go over to the match, to the Manchester. I mean, look, I'm really interested. I'm going to be there sipping on my wine, watching the fan forum, because I started this show saying all these twats screaming and shouting, you need to back your manager and be positive. I actually feel in a relatively good mood. I said a year ago on That's Football that Chelsea would be the glow-up team of 2024. And I was right. You know, they're in the top 4. They were a laughing stock a year ago. And now, you know, they're doing quite well. I think with regards to Manchester United, I genuinely think that by Christmas next year, we will be in a much better position. But my retainer is that we as a fan base need to back this manager, and we need to put the pressure on the players because their standard is not good enough. Player FC needs to die. Favoritism needs to die. Scrutiny needs to thrive. Praise needs to happen for those players that deliver. And we need to back this manager. And even if we do that, this Ineos nightmare needs to turn into a dream. They've got to start doing stuff in January. And if that happens, I genuinely think we will start to get better because we are so bad at the moment, but we've got the right guy in charge. Thanks everybody for watching. You're absolute legends. Thanks everyone who subscribed. Thanks everyone who watched the watch along. I tell you what, I was joking earlier. We will be there together at Anfield doing a watch along on Sunday, and what will be will be. But we will face up. We will turn up and we will take it because we are United fans. We are Manchester United. And if we get beat 20-0, we'll still be there because that's what we do. We support this team, Manchester United. That is what we do. Thanks everyone for watching. Get yourself over to the forum. I'm going to sit back and enjoy it myself. Ricky and Beth and I don't know who else is on. Morge maybe. Let's go.